Hiber-Nation 31. Grizzly's Growls presents Stories from the Hiber-Nation. Monarch, the Big Bear of Tallac, by Ernest Thompson Seton, as read by David Grizzly Smith. Part 3. The Trout Pool. Jack was now growing into a sturdy cub, and he would follow Kellyan even as far as Bonami's shack. And one day, as they watched him rolling head over heels in riotous glee, Kellyan remarked to his friend, "I'm afraid someone will happen on him and shoot him in the woods for a wild bear." "Well, then why don't you earmark him with them new sheep rings?" was the sheep man's suggestion. Thus it was that, much against his will, Jack's ears were punched, and he was decorated with earrings like a prize ram. The intention was good, but they were neither ornamental nor comfortable. Jack fought them for days, and when at length he came home trailing a branch that caught in the jewel of his left ear, Kellyan impatiently removed them. At Bonami's he formed two new acquaintances, a blustering, bullying old ram that was in storage for a sheepherder acquaintance, and which inspired him with a lasting enmity for everything that smelled of sheep, and Bonami's dog. This latter was an active, yapping, unpleasant cur that seemed to think it was rare fun to snap at Jackie's heels and then bound out of reach. A joke was a joke, but this horrid beast did not know where to stop, and Jack's first and second visits to the Bonami hut were quite spoiled by the tyranny of the dog. Now, if Jack had got a hold of him, he might have settled the account to his own satisfaction, but he was not quick enough for that. His only refuge was up a tree. He soon discovered he was happier away from Bonami's, and thenceforth, when he saw his protector take the turn that led to the miner's cabin, Jack said plainly with a look, "No, thank you," and turned back to amuse himself at home. His enemy, however, often came with Bonami to the hunter's cabin, and they resumed his amusement of teasing the little bear. It proved so interesting a pursuit that the dog learned to come over on his own account whenever he felt like having some fun, till at length Jack was kept in continual terror of the yellow cur. But it all ended very suddenly. One hot day, while the two men smoked in front of Kellyan's house, the dog chased Jack up a tree and then stretched himself out for a pleasant nap in the shade of the branches. Jack was forgotten at the dog's slumbers. The little bear kept very quiet for a while, and then, as his twinkling brown eyes came back to that hateful dog he could neither get away from, an idea seemed to grow in his small brain. He began to move slowly and silently down the branch until he was over the foe, slumbering, twitching his limbs, making little sounds that told of dreams of the chase, or more likely dreams of tormenting a helpless bear cub. Of course, Jack knew nothing of that. His one thought, doubtless, was that he hated the cur, and now he could vent his hate. He came just over the tyrant, taking careful aim. He jumped and landed squarely on the dog's ribs. It was a terribly rude awakening, but the dog gave no yelp, for the good reason that the breath was knocked out of his body. No bones were broken, though he was barely able to drag himself away in silent defeat, while Jackie played a lively tune on his rear with paws that were fringed with meat hooks. Evidently, it was a most excellent plan, and when the dog came around after that, or when Jack went to Bonami's with his master, as he soon again ventured to do, he would scheme with more or less success to get the drop on the pup, as the men put it. The dog now rapidly lost interest in bear baiting, and in a short time it was a forgotten sport. Thank you for listening to Stories from the Hiber-Nation. Comment on the website at grizzliesgrowls.com. This program is offered under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives license.